One of the best things about my job is nobody's really done it before. It's kind of, I'm making it up as I go along. I run cheese needs, so obviously I sell you cultures, rennet, calcium chloride, molds, cool cheese socks, cheese earrings, classes, kits, everything that you will need to make cheese. That's what cheese needs is. But I also, there's another piece I teach. I've taught nearly 1,000 people in Prince George in the last year and a half, which I love. That's fabulous. That's another part, that's a major part of my job. When I'm talking about cheeses, when I'm trying to explain to people what the cheese should taste like or what the cheese should look like, and they've made the cheese and they've got a problem with it, how do I know that they've got a problem with it? On the Learn to Make Cheese Facebook group, that is another major part. In fact, that's where it all started for me. But another thing about being your own boss and doing a job that doesn't really have a defined role is I can basically do what I like as long as it's cheese related and it's deductible. In a couple of weeks, I'm getting on a plane, I'm flying to Idaho, and I'm going to spend a couple of days with the lovely Lisa from Cheese 52. So we have some cheese making content coming up between the two of us. I've never met Lisa in person before, so that will be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, Idaho has cheese shops. Oh no, I'll have to go to a cheese shop. I'll have to see what's there that I haven't been able to get here. I get to go sometimes around the world, sometimes just around BC, and I get to pick up some really special cheeses and I get to taste them. And here is a compilation of some of the cheeses that I've been tasting this year, and I highly recommend that you go and find all of them and many more. If you have a favorite cheese that I haven't done a tasting video of yet, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can get hold of it here.
So, we have a small cheese and charcuterie board for you.
This is beautiful.
Oh, yes, we have fun with cheese.
I know,
that's what it's about. And I have great talent back there. So we have Cowboy Coffee right over here from Goat Rodeo. We have Latour. We have, of course, from Italy. And then we have the Vermont Creamery over here, the Coupole. And then also we got right here the Piacentino Colpa. And right over here, the Milan. So please feel free.
Talk to me about the Black Gouda, because this is special. I haven't seen this one before.
Black Gouda, they actually just, black lemon Gouda is something out of Holland. And what's kind of unique on that is it almost tastes like as when you actually eat limoncello. So it has, in the old days, it had active charcoal in it. Now they're using a vegetable ash for the American market to give it the color. It's one of my favorite ones. It's different. It is unique. It makes a beautiful, great melting characteristics. It's just something unique and different.
And licorice.
Yeah, that's why I said that's where you have a hint of lemon, you have the licorice, and that's why I call it a lemon jelly. It's just a fun cheese to have, to taste. It's something different and not always seen on a cheese charcuterie. So they're doing a really nice job with it. I liked the old label a little bit better. They just switched labels to a newer, more modern label. But the old label was more fun. A lot more memories on it. But the walnuts are candied with maple syrup.
Oh, you make those here?
We make those here, yes. Absolutely.
I've seen these on your stream, and all I see is hands on your Instagram stream. So I know everybody's hands.
Yes.
But or you like pack in these boxes to go out to people, and I'm sitting there in my tiny little, looking in this box and thinking, what is that? Tell us what you've got. What are you doing? Give us the play-by-play.
Wow, that's something that we were just talking about. Caroline over here is our cheesemonger, so she's going to narrate some more. Janelle is actually going to start doing this. While they're doing the picture, they're actually going to start talking about it, of what they're doing, what they're using, how it's made, or where it's made. I think it's more and more important.
The stories, yeah, people are interested in the stories.
In the stories behind it, exactly.
Okay, how are we going to cut in that?
Let me grab a knife real quick. So,
I mean, I
Here
could be
we go.
uncouth and just pick it up and start gnawing on it, but it's probably frowned upon.
oh, that's okay. Over here, you got the Bibanese breadsticks. They're produced in Italy by Bibanese. And it's the same thing. It's talking about fermentation. It's fermented for 24 hours. And then a wonderful group of young ladies or women are making these on a daily basis. And it's a fantastic product. And it's all small producers.
And this is the Latour.
That's the Latour.
And I kept you talking, so it's been out for quite a while.
Yes, it is. It's nice. It's beautiful, just tempered. I mean, in Europe we eat the cheeses when they're just perfect. Right now, you see right here, you have the cream line. The center is still firm, but you have the cream line, and that's what we like. If the cheese has to, we call it runaway.
That's phenomenal.
It's fantastic. I mean, the flavor, the aroma. We paired that with some honeycomb, of course.
And the geo is just the grainy texture.
Yeah. Very nice and tasty cheese. One of my, well, again, I say favorites.
How many favorites can a person have, do you know?
Not enough. I told you before, there's only 3 cheeses that I really didn't care for that much. One of them was a camel cheese, another one was a donkey cheese.
See, the donkey cheese, I've heard tell, is the most expensive cheese on the planet per kilo. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
It can be expensive, but I mean, is it really good or not? Isn't that good? It's also sad when you look at when you go to a cheese shop, or in general, you have an age or a best by date. Okay, I don't understand why people don't understand that there is a use by, a best by, a best before. Okay, because a lot of times when we have to sell these cheeses and they're giving us 6 weeks or 8 weeks, well, it's traveling away for 2 weeks. Then you only have 2 weeks, 3 weeks to sell this product. And a lot of times, like for example, the Latour. Okay, I mean, when you look at it, it's not even, it's just now getting to the point where it's actually ripe. Okay, and that makes a difference. And it's a shame that people don't want to understand that there's a use by, that means you have to use it by mistake or a best before.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
In my house, if it doesn't grow legs and walk away, then it's fair game.
Yeah, I mean, it has to. I always have cheese in my refrigerator at home, personally, where I see how long is this cheese good, how long can I eat it, and it all depends on how you treat the cheese. What temperature do you have this cheese for? Keep it at. I mean, there's so many factors that you have to watch for, and I feel like, for example, right here, the Latour should have at least, I mean, again, and not everybody knows how to properly store cheese, but that cheese should have a 10 to 12-week shelf life if it's kept properly. Because right at the end, and you eat it, it's just like putting butter or a cream on your plate.
It's like the flower, it blooms at the very end.
Yes. I kept talking to Shalina from St. Stephen for Fat Fowl. I absolutely feel that when the cheese, the older it gets, right before the rind dies off and it gets the brown patches, that's when the cheese is the best, because you cut into it, it oozes out, and then you have just this rich butter flavor on this cheese, and it's phenomenal. I really truly enjoyed that. So Mountain Cowgirl Creamery, I mean, it takes a little bit longer because it's a double cooked curd, but still it gets creamy at a certain time, and that's when I enjoy it the most. So there's a lot of cheeses for that. Wow.
And this one?
This one is Vermont Creamery de Coupeau.
Okay.
So goat cheese, obviously, and just absolutely lovely.
Oh, wow. Slight goat tang. You've got a little lipase. I mean, I keep goats, so I can always spot the goat.
Yeah.
But Vermont Creamery are just on fire right now. It's so good there.
They're doing so well up there. They have some incredible cheeses that they're bringing out, and I just love it. I mean, it's a fantastic cheese, and you can eat that all year round. Okay, I prefer the summer production over the winter production or fall production because you can taste the floral, the notes, the grass. The same as when you have Comté, okay, or Beaufort. I prefer early spring to summer versus, of course, winter. But it's very enjoyable.
Mm.
Tell me more about your kits that you're selling and your teaching.
Yeah, so I have basic kits. You can buy a feta kit which has rennet, calcium chloride, because obviously you can't get raw milk in Canada, so you have to use store-bought pasteurized homogenized milk. And you then you have recipes in there. You have a packet of culture, which will make up to 25 pounds of cheese. You can gift it to somebody. You know, they will come gift wrapped, and then we've got a Parmigiano kit, a Parmesan kit. It's very clearly not Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yeah.
It's kind of a karaoke version.
Yeah.
We've got a cheddar and poutine kit because obviously the Canadians adore their poutine.
Oh yeah.
And there's squeaky curds. That's always a fun class because you're making cheddar, but to get there, you go through cream cheese, you go through cottage cheese, you cook the curds, you cheddar the curds, and this is all people who have never made cheese before. And we're tasting throughout the cheddaring process so they can taste the acidity drop.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, this tastes just like poutine. I'm like, because it is.
Yeah.
So you can reserve some of that and keep that as poutine curds, and then the rest of it all gets shredded up, salted, and thrown into a mold and pressed, and that's your cheddar. And it's like a journey almost for the cheese to go from milk to solid to, oh, by the way, you're taking home 3 liters of whey, and here's what you can do with it.
So why is it illegal in Canada to sell raw milk?
I'm going to guess that there were some people that did some very silly things. And as a response to that, the Canadian government have decided that pasteurization saves lives.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's there for a reason. But, you know, it's difficult to reconcile with the government can now sell you weed. The government can sell you alcohol. If the government had milk farms, I think raw milk would be on the table.
Okay.
But there is a group of people working to have it changed. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But
what about getting signatures done by getting the groups to do signatures?
Yeah, I mean, the Canadian Artisan Dairy Alliance has got a rolling petition, and they're constantly talking to our members and our leaders to try and get this changed or at least looked at again. But at the moment, if you want raw milk, the only way to do it legally is to have the animal yourself.
Okay, well, that's one way of doing it. Sad.
The coffee on this is amazing.
Isn't it? Produced by Goat Rodeo. They just won awards with it. It's a fantastic cheese. I found it last year at the cheese conference, and I was specifically actually looking for them because I had prior read and talked to a friend of mine and read a small article about them, and I just loved the idea of small production. Okay, and that's the whole idea behind it, is getting these small producers to come forward and show their products.
Yeah, that's exceptional.
I enjoy this very much. Just the notes that you get on that. And then you have the coffee. Really.
And it's so subtle as well. Normally, I find coffee to be quite bitter. I'm a tea drinker.
Mhm.
So normally coffee is like, sometimes it's a little on the tooth for me, but this is amazing. There's
Well,
no bitterness at all.
the first one that actually did it was actually Beehive.
Mm.
Okay, it was the coffee and lavender on the Barely Bust, and it still is today a phenomenal cheese. You pair that with some Serrano ham and put it on a sandwich and melt that on top of it. It's fantastic. Okay, and then you have a nice ale with that. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, a fantastic cheese. But I mean, it goes from a plate to a sandwich to it's endless. Now,
And
put it on a
snackable.
burger. Yeah,
Yeah,
put it
snackable.
on a burger. Okay, this one has also really nice melting characteristics. It makes a fun mac and cheese, even with the coffee. So it's endless. Yeah. What do you think, Caroline, about the cowboy coffee?
I really enjoy their cheese. It's because it's a mixed milk. I really like the coffee wrap on the top. I think he had a little bit of the, I mean, that coffee and the texture. I like the texture too. But the nice addition is the goat milk on this one.
Mm.
It's
It's supple.
yes, yes, and I totally love that cheese. Yeah. So it's a great cheddar. I like the texture, a little bit aged. So
I think when it ages, a lot of times, especially on the cheddars, it really brings the flavors out of the particular of the milk, of the maker, and I mean of the cheese itself, and the flavor goes more towards the center.
Mm.
So yes, you have the coffee on the outside, but you get that whole coffee flavor on the inside. That's what makes it really interesting, and it's just a fun cheese to eat.
Dances on the taste buds. It doesn't just like hit you all at once. It just kind of hinting.
It just lingers around for a while.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Mm. I'm cycling back to this one again because it's gorgeous.
This honeycomb is fantastic. We found that actually we found a small producer, and this one is California wildflower. Absolutely love it. Beautiful. The beekeeper moves the hives around all over California, and then just this one, this right now is California wildflower.
That's exceptional.
It's wonderful. I mean, it goes really well with all the cheeses, but with the Latour in particular. You know, that's why we paired it right there.
Mm. Difficult to think. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of this lovely cheese and your story. I think everybody should follow you on Instagram because it's like a weekly window into education about charcuterie. You know, you automatically know this goes really well with this. And that's the thing that's so difficult in the industry. That's the thing that's hidden. That's the knowledge that's gatekept, you know. You have your cheese people, you have your meat people, you have your fruit people.
Yeah.
But someone that can play them all like an orchestra, that I think is what you bring.
It's really, it comes down to this. It's basically trial and error. Okay, what goes well, what doesn't go well. And the more you try cheese, the more you, I mean, really, when you go through history of food, I mean, food was used for, take Japanese eggplant with that nice purple rind. 5,000 years ago in Japan, it was actually a status symbol. Women would color their teeth, and the more purple the teeth were, the higher you were in a status symbol. Okay, so it's fun when you think about whoever came up with how cheese was found. Okay, I mean, I read a book not too long ago where they found cheese making equipment in Egypt.
Yes.
And you know, they found bees, I mean honey, in Egypt that was 2,000 years old. Um, it's fun when you think about that somebody came up with the idea of doing this, and he lived to make it better. That's how it's about.
And then the black teethy grin afterwards. Not ashamed. It's really good. Cheddar.
This cheese right there, I feel it was better with the active charcoal than with the ash, but it still has this uniqueness to it.
So is that a thing where legislation, or is that customer based that they've said actually we don't like it so much, we like it coloured, but not with
I
that?
think it's actually more for the U.S. market.
Right.
Okay, because some states now outlawed active charcoal in the food.
Yeah.
Could be beneficial for you, but it still has a wonderful note. It still is very pleasant to eat.
Mm.
So I enjoy it either way. Okay, it's just a fun cheese. We have chefs come in, or even customers, and they're saying, "Black cheese, what is this?" Okay, well, just let them try. Just let them try. That's the fun part. Ladies, Caroline.
Well, I have a feeling that I'm pushing the outside of my welcome, so.
No, it's just, because of summer hours, we close a little earlier right now. Janelle,
Yes?
come on over here. I want to introduce you guys. Come on over. Don't be shy. You never are.
Never shy.
Never shy. Yeah. So we have the team over here at the shop. We have over here, of course, Janelle, right in the middle, and next to it we have Alana.
Hello.
So manager, assistant manager, and Caroline, our cheesemonger. Okay, and these are the people that I'm over here just visiting. It's these young ladies who make this shop and took my philosophy of come as a stranger, leave as a friend, and they're just really doing this. This shop is basically their shop.
So
Okay.
show us your hands, everyone, so we know who you are on next week's live.
Well, the other ones are here.
Yeah, she's the one with the tattoos. Jessa has the tattoos.
Jessa has the one with the
Jessa
tattoos.
has the tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, so I'm really proud of my team, and I'm very fortunate that each and every one is working here. So it's you guys are
Great
the
to
ones
be
who
here.
make
We
it.
are. Love it here.
Okay. And then of course in the background Brian over here too.
Yeah.
He's a big part of this because he keeps us going with Instagram and videos and internet and all that. You know? So I'm very fortunate.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all of them. So thanks for following us. Thanks for the opportunity.
And you'll find them on Instagram at Cured and Way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look us up. We're here. If you have questions, email us and we're more than happy to answer any questions. It's food and it needs to be shared. What better to share with people than food? So it goes right to your heart and to your belly. All right. Thank you so much.
My lovely husband went to the big city. My shopping list was pretty short because we just got back from Vegas where I bought all of the cheeses, but I couldn't find these. Santa Gur, Comox Camembert, and the cellar dweller itself, Challerhocker. I finally get to try this beast.
I'm going to have some Challerhocker. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. Got it to room temp, because you have to get it to room temp. The rind is fragrant. There's fruity. Because the rind's made of paper, I'm assuming you can't eat that. Waste as little as possible. This stuff goes for $100 a kilo. Got some eyes in it. All right, this is 1 year old, minimum of 1 year old. Not even going to try and pronounce where it's made, but it's made by Walter Rass. And here we go. Piece closest to the rind, so we get most of the flavour. What have we got? A pound of this, $45. Well, that's exceptional. So yeah, Challerhocker. Everybody who recommended Challerhocker to me, you were right. You managed to get me a piece without the creepy dude on. So the cheeses are here. I have them lined up from 1 through 6. I don't know which one is which. And 2 of them have got a little bluing. The travel from the UK to here obviously gave them a chance to grow a little funky mould. So I've scraped them down. They look fine. They smell fine. Not afraid of a little blue myself. So the samples that I've cut to taste from those 2, it's 2 and 3 that we found bluing in. It's 2 and 3 that I got bluing in. So I've tried to cut samples from areas where there aren't any blue bits, but I'm also mindful of the AOC advice that you should try and sample the whole of the slice. So from the rind all the way through the paste to the center. So first cheese. Yes, I'm peering over my glasses like an old person. There are small white spots. Don't know if that's calcium lactate or if that's tyrosine. Buttery. I don't think this has suffered any from being at room temperature for 2 weeks. So making use of the cheese wheel. Let's have a look. What do we think? Definitely buttery. Sweetness. Really good. Salt's really mild. The paste changes completely as you get right towards the rind. Much more dense, the colour changes. There's almost a sort of a fizz like pepper towards the rind. It's very subtle. There's so towards the rind there's this like almost pepper. Very, very good. Very pleasant. Palate cleanser. Wow, those are horrible. Don't buy your cookies in the dollar store. Okay, number 2. This looks like it's cloth bound. There's some molds and stuff growing on the outside. That's perfectly fine. Again, this is one of the ones that did get some bluing. I don't want to cut all of this cheese away. I don't want to waste it. I do like blue cheese. So we've got a piece here with minimal bluing. Doesn't smell blue. A little more pliable than the last one. Much saltier. Much stronger. Still creamy. Beef dripping. It's weird. I've only recently started encountering that flavor profile in cheese where it tastes like meat. There is a slight sort of, yeah, Bovril, Marmite, meaty, really good. That's better. Always have chocolate with cheese. Okay. Number 3. This one again, got some bluing. Again, it looks like it's been cloth bound. There was some blue on here, so I had to scrape that off. But I'm not just going to cut this whole piece away and throw it. I'm going to enjoy this. Get it rewrapped, get it in the fridge. It will be fine. So number 3. Smells citrusy. No citrus flavour whatsoever. I did get a hint of sort of lemon juice from the outside, lemon zest maybe. Umami's there again, that meat flavour, but more fruity. Definitely on the sweeter side. Tree fruit, yeah, like pears, peaches. Tree fruit like peaches. A sort of a sweetness. As you progress towards the rind, there's like a good inch of rind. There is a defined colour change. And the flavour profile is different as well. It's really creamy, buttery. Some of that citrus, yeah. I'm getting a tiny little bit of citrus. Reminds me of Lilt. Do you remember that drink from the 80s? Pineapple and grapefruit. That's what I'm getting. That's some good cracker. Dollar store. Good stuff. Ignoring the fact that I'm normally keto. All right, number 4. Number 4. Again, the rind, the section of paste near to the rind is a very markedly different colour. It's flowers, clover, daisies, just grass and wildflowers. The salt's there, but it comes in late. Fermented vegetable, yeah. I'd go with fermented grasses, maybe. Towards the end, there's like a roast chicken. There is roast. It is not, it's umami, but it's not roast beef. So I would say, yeah, roast chicken. So this is number 4. I'm going to try a piece close to the rind. Because it's a very different colour. More meaty, grassy, brothy. There's a mustard to it. Again, a pepperiness, but more so than number 2. I like that one. Not that I don't like the others, but that one I specifically. It's cloth bound. You get a quality with cloth bound cheeses that you just don't get if you vacuum seal. I know this, I vacuum seal the majority of my cheeses because cloth bound takes an awful lot of work. That's exceptional. That's really, really good. So we're 4 cheeses in. I was expecting, I don't think I've had the Quicks yet, because I know Quicks. I was expecting to love the Quicks, but number 4, so far, number 4 is definitely my winner. Ooh, palate cleanser. I have to eat chocolate cookies for my art. Had to grab some water. Okay, number 4. Up to now, definitely number 4 is my winner. All right, number 5. Quite dry again. Looks, yeah, there's a cloth pattern on there. Looks cloth bound. That one's quick, so I put money on it. That is the familiar embrace of an old friend. There are no words. If I had to pick my favourite British cheddar that I've ever tried ever, until up to this point, I would go with Quicks. I love the story. I love the entire ethos behind it. I love the rebel gangster stealing of the cultures in the 60s story. It's just fabulous. I love Mary Quick. I think she's fabulous. What she's doing. This is a... Oh, this is such a small piece. I should have ordered like £1.50 to go with this. I'm definite that this is Quicks. I would know this cheese anywhere. How do you describe something you've known most of your life? Buttery, umami, definitely meaty, brothy. Vegetables. It is vegetal. I'm not sure I go as far as potato. There's no sweetness. I'm not sure I'd go as far as potato, but there is root vegetable to it. And at the end there is the salt. Very subtle on the salt. Another reason I love this cheese. I could just abandon the challenge now and eat the whole wedge. So unprofessional. Okay, closer to the rind. Much firmer, much denser. There's not an awful lot of colour change throughout the wheel. Much more on the tooth, chewier. Yep. I love Quicks cheddar. I would guarantee that that is Quicks cheddar is number 5. Number 4, still my favorite. This is a new. This is exciting. I don't know who this is. I haven't seen this before. I haven't met this before. It's like flirting. And I'm pretty rusty at that, as you can tell. Okay, we're 5 cheeses in. I've scoured the wheel, going in for number 6. Now this is funky looking. Definitely cloth bound. Cromulent. There is intrusion into the paste of brown molds, creamy coloured molds, There's been mite activity, you can see. Nope, don't see any. There's intrusion into the paste. There is colour changes, there's staining. This is a really funky piece of cheese. This is I could picture Mike Geno painting this. This is so sexy. Mmm. Mmm. Wow, that's complex. I don't know where to start. Umami, very brothy, very earthy. The cloth there has done all the work. I can taste the cow. I can taste the hay. I can smell the hay. Barney. Not in a bad way. Not in an I'm licking a goat kind of way. Barney, like brushing down your favourite goat. I'm getting like Barney, but not the mucking out side of Barn. The animal's just been for a frolic and it's all hot and steamy. That kind of happy. Hoppy almost. There's an aspect of if I didn't know better, I would say maybe this was washed with alcohol of some kind. That is very complex. So I'm going to try a piece a lot closer to the rind. Very fudgy. Very fudgy. Like caramel colours. Very fudgy. The texture is very fudgy. The flavour is caramel, meat, onion gravy. That's a showstopper. That is a heck of a cheese. I've got to find out who makes that one. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's a party. That's like all 6 cheeses are exceptionally good. All 6 cheeses are exceptionally good. I love Quicks. I know number 5 is Quicks. I could spot that in a lineup anywhere. I adore this cheese. As I said, it's an old friend. Always will have a space in my heart and in my fridge if I could get hold of it here. I'm going for number 4. Number 4 is my winner because it's new to me. I mean, they're all, except for the Quicks, they're all new to me, but the number 4 is the one I'm taking home. This is all exceptional cheddar. This is all very, very amazing cheese, and everybody that makes this should be very, very proud. but it's number 4 for me. Huge thank you to James Grant, Bucks Cheese Guy from number 2 Pound Street. Thank you for sending me my cheeses. It has been amazing talking to you about these cheeses. I'm really excited for this to become an annual event. I think it definitely should. How you pick which 6 to choose to send to people, it's mind-boggling when you think of the amount of artisan cheddar that there is in the UK. Yeah, you picked 6 of the best. These are all blinders. I wouldn't turn any of them down on a cheese plate. Number 6, I'm going to pair that with something because that's too meaty for me, really. Who was number 6? Pitchfork. Let's not say anything nasty about them. Huge thank you to James from number 2 Pound Street for sending the cheeses all the way out here to Canada. I'm on the other side of the continent. So this isn't just a quick hop across the pond. This is a quick hop across the pond and then across the 2nd largest country in the world. I live in BC. I live in the centre of BC, which is the west side of Canada. So thank you so much, James, for sending these out to me. Exceptional cheese, exceptional. I don't know how you picked these 6 to represent the whole of the UK, but boy howdy, these are very good, very good. I can see why number 6 was number 6, because the grassy, vegetal, floral, and then the umami creeping in. This is an exceptionally well curated, numbered tasting, and if you don't know anything about the order in which you should taste cheeses, trust me, James knows his stuff, because we've gone from light, floral, fruity, still fruity but umami creeping in, to umami at the end there. I'm excited to find out who is who, and I will be back with an update. Okay, the votes have been tallied. Awesome event, James. I can't believe you got to go to Bra and I didn't. But anyway, we've got the results in and I was not wrong. Number 5 was Quicks, and actually number 5 was the winner. So huge congratulations to Quicks. That just, it's exceptional. It's always been a favourite of mine. I need to know, okay, number 1 is the Hafod. So this is, oh boy, I'm not even going to pronounce where that comes from in Wales. Lampeter I can probably get away with. Okay, so number 1 is the Hafod from Lampeter in Wales. Raw milk, Ayrshire cows, rich in butterfat. A lot of that came through in the tasting, definitely. Number 2, Isle of Mull, near Tobermory in Scotland. Grass in the summer, hay in the winter, supplemented grain. Underground cellar for 1.5 years. Yep. Definitely. I can see that, definitely. Number 3 is the Mount Leinster by Tom Burgess in Ireland. Where are we? Raw. Yep, raw cheddar, okay. Pastured to cheddar the same day. That isn't easy. As a cheesemaker, I applaud that. That isn't easy. Sweet fruit to a full nutty. See, I went past nutty and into umami on that one. Number 4, Montgomery's. Oh, I wondered. This is the Monty from North Cadbury in Somerset. Obviously, Somerset, the home of cheddar. 70 years. I'm not surprised. It's a bloody good cheese. So that's calf rennet, not suitable for vegetarians. Crown Supreme Champion and Best of British at the Virtual Cheese Awards in 23. Again, not shocked. That is amazing. As I said, number 4 was my pick. That was my favourite. Number 5 was Quicks, made by... number 5 was Quicks, as I had deduced. Newton St Sires in Devon. Pasture grazed Quicks cows. Montbéliard, Frisian, Swedish Red. Traditional methods, cloth bound for 12 to 15 months, rich and buttery, brothy and grassy, caramel, all of the things. Didn't get horseradish. Gotta say, did not get horseradish from that. And then finally, number 6 is the Pitchfork. I did wonder. It's robust. This cheese is robust. Made in Weston-super-Mare, again in Somerset, the home of cheddar. England's best cheese in 2019. Flavour has savoury tones, well balanced, bright acidity, oxo richness. Yep, long lasting, tangy. It works well with an old British cider. Did I not say I could taste this with booze? Hoppy. Okay. Exceptional, all of them. So Montgomery's, Quicks, Trethowens, the Pitchfork. I hope I'm saying that right. Trethowen, I think. For me, the final 3 are where cheddar, artisan cheddar. But then the Hafford was really bright and fizzy. And the Isle of Mull, obviously I'm Scottish, so. Mount Leinster, tropical birth, earthy, buttery, umami, bready. Amazing, just totally amazing. So the Montgomery was my favourite, my top pick. Quicks, I will always love Quicks. Pitchfork by the Trethowens. No, that's wrong. Pitchfork by the Trethowens. Trethowens. Anyway, Pitchfork. Pitchfork is very meaty, robust, strong, marmitey. If it had more salt, there'd be a lot more Marmite to it, because Marmite's really salty. But not a bad cheese anywhere on this plate. Not one. These are fabulous. These are really, really good. And I'm really, really excited to have been able to taste all of these wonderful cheeses with you. So if you want something light, grassy, go for 1 and 2. So Hafford and Isle of Mull. Into nutty and meaty, then the Mount Leinster. Number 3, the Mount Leinster. Number 4, the number 3, the Mount Leinster. Number 4, the Montgomerys. That one wouldn't offend anybody. I have a feeling that the Pitchfork might be too much for some people. I'm still going to eat it, don't get me wrong. But I could see, especially in the Canadian palate, that would be too overpowering. They like things here that are a lot sweeter. Everything here is sweeter. So yeah, that was fantastic. I think this definitely needs to be a regular thing. don't know that my waistline could stand it monthly, but certainly annually. I would absolutely love to get another box of cheeses next year and try some different things that I haven't seen before. So I'm Tracy from Cheese Needs, and this has been the Great British and Irish Cheddar Challenge of 2023. I might eat some more cheese. And it's a lovely late summer afternoon. I thought I would open my Cafilly blossom. I've had various styles of cheese that have been wrapped in edible wildflowers before, like an Alp blossom style, but I thought I'd go with something more crumbly because I really love Cafilly. So this is 6 months old now. Definitely crumbly, falling to pieces. No structural integrity to it at all. It's a little wetter than I would have expected. That's completely unexpected. Normally Cafilly is crumbly and strong and rugged. And this is so delicate and light. There's like the Cafilly in the back, but the floral is at the front. You can taste the flowers. It's like smelling a rose. There's almost an aspect of soap, but not in a bad way. Good soap. Yeah, I'm calling this one a win. This was a 2.5 pound cheese that I made in February, so 6 months old now. Wrapped in some store-bought sanitized edible flowers. That is fantastic. Definitely making this one again. Next time I'll film it for you. So I was thinking of the comparison of like a yarg, which is a Cafilly wrapped in nettle leaves, versus the Alp blossom, which is an alpine style cheese wrapped in the edible flowers. And this is completely different to both of them. This is very, very Moorish. So if you'd like the recipe for this, keep your eye on my YouTube channel, maybe subscribe. Hi, we haven't done a taste test in a while. So as I've said before, I live in a very small town. Access to any even remotely exotic cheeses, not in this town. I'm really lucky today to have found these beauties. This is 150 grams of 18-month-old cheddar from the Snowdonia Cheese Company. And this is a Coombe Castle. Isn't that the most Canadian thing you've ever seen in your life? It's maple syrup and it's cheese. So we're going to open these two. Okay, first we're going to start with a Snowdonia. This is an 18-month-old cheese. It is aged in a slate mine in Snowdonia, which is in Wales. Crumbly, as you would expect with an 18-month-old cheese. It's cheddar, so there are tyrosine crystals in this that you would expect from a cheese this old. Oh, it's flooding my mouth with flavour. There's kind of a beef broth aspect to it. There's an umami. And then there's caramel at the end. It ends sweet. As that hits your taste buds, it's just kind of like fireworks almost. That's really good. It just melts. I would encourage you to push this across the roof of your mouth with your tongue. It will then hit the different taste buds on your tongue. And as it melts, you just get this shower of flavour. It's really, really exceptionally good. I probably could eat this entire cheese. Not a problem. It's really dense, but it's really buttery in how it melts really, really fast in the mouth. Okay, next up is the Coombe Castle Maple Syrup Cheddar. You can smell the maple syrup. The texture on this one is a lot rougher. You'll notice the Snowdonia is very smooth inside the wax. This is very rough. Not sure entirely how I'm going to cut this without slicing a finger off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see the texture on this. Much grainier texture. This is a much younger cheese. Much younger, much fresher, much less dense paste. Very sweet. And I realise this is maple syrup, so obviously. So the texture on this is much crumblier. Interestingly, both of these are made with microbial rennet, which is mycelium based. That's a mushroom. So these are vegetarian friendly. So this doesn't tell me how old it is. I would wager probably somewhere around 6 months. It's very edible. Very, very edible. I could see that on a cocktail stick with a piece of pineapple. No problem. It's very Moorish. The sweetness really does carry through. There's almost kind of a cherry vibe to it. It's very light on the palate. It's not a heavy, dense paste. Like the Snowdonia is a heavy, dense, that's a serious cheese. Your tyrosine crystals, the gravitas that comes with an 18-month-old cheese that's aged in an actual cave. This is more playful. This is more zesty. Very young, but really good. This, I could see this being child friendly, whereas this, not so much. So there we have it, taste test on 2 different truckle style cheeses. This is really good. I enjoy these. Both of these are cheddars, and you couldn't find 2 more different cheeses within the same genre. So I'm Tracy Johnson for cheeseneeds.com and Learn to Make Cheese on Facebook. And you could also check out my YouTube channel where you'll find other taste test videos. And now these have to be eaten within 3 days. Oh no. Oh, how tragic. If you like the content, let me know. If you have something specific that you want to see, I can't help you because I live in the middle of nowhere. Filling my mouth with saliva. Not attractive, sorry. hey, Natural Pastures, I've never tried your cheese before. I can't believe I've never tried your cheese before. I managed to find some in Prince George, which is pretty rare because Prince George is pretty small and we don't have much of a selection when it comes to cheeses. I've described it as an 8 cheese town. Anyway, I saw these and I had to grab them. This is the Comox Brie, which is World Championship Cheese Contest gold medal winner, vegetarian. And this is the smoked Boeringkaas, which is a 2014 Cheese Grand Prix winner. Both of these are made in BC on Vancouver Island in a place called Courtenay. And I'm going to dive in and have a taste test and see what I think. So first off, I have a checkered history with smoked cheeses. For Advent in December 2022, I did the Ilchester cheese calendar. So every day you open 20 grams of a different Ilchester cheese. And more than half of them were smoked. And by the end of December, I heartily wish to never see a smoked cheese again. I have mellowed somewhat. I didn't have another smoked cheese for about 6 months, but I'm now adding it back into my repertoire. So from opening this, you can smell the smoke. You can smell it immediately. Oh, a bit crumbly. No idea what a Boeringkaas actually is. Probably should look that up. So we're going to get a piece with the smoke on it. But first, that is really exceptional. This is a piece from the middle. The smoke is the first thing that hits you there. You've definitely got a smoky flavour going all the way through the cheese. But it's so creamy, it literally, it turns to a liquid in your mouth straight away. And as you rub it around your taste buds, it's just waves of flavour. Really sweet, but not Gouda sweet. Kind of, I'm thinking like cream cheese, dairy type, Laughing Cow, you call it here. That is really good. That's really, really good. As I said, both of these cheeses are vegetarian. So they've used microbial rennet, probably grown on mycelium, which is a mushroom. So let's open this brie. Brie's one of my favorites because I was raised like an hour away from France. We would always have soft French cheeses on the table. Okay. All right. Mostly firm. That's how I like my bries. I'm not a big fan of the liquid, you know. Okay. Oh wow, the cream line on that. So the thing in the middle, if there was any left, would be called the paste. This is a cream line through and through. This is exceptionally well aged. Now I've got this to room temperature because you always should. No overpowering smells, no ammonia at all. It's buttery, mushroomy, very little earthiness. Earthiness you tend to get more with a camembert. Look at the ooze on that. That's really light, sweet, That flavour comes in at the back, kind of dances on your taste buds there for a little bit, and then bam, flavour. Okay, I would eat this all day long. This is really, really good. Of the two, I don't even think I could choose a favourite. Now, you see, I was all prepared to not really love the smoked, but actually that's very good also. Really, really good flavour. Just washes over you. Okay. Heartily recommend that you seek out Natural Pastures cheeses. I will definitely be looking for more of their award-winning and local cheeses, because this is an exceptional selection. There are genuinely people who don't eat the rind on a brie and a camembert. Just realised I didn't eat the piece with the smoke on it. Much stronger flavour. Yeah, the smoke is concentrated towards the rind, although it does go throughout the entire paste. Really good cheese. So, I'm Tracy Johnson for cheeseneeds.com and Learn to Make Cheese on Facebook. Thank you for joining me.
Here I'm tasting a Cabot cloth-bound cheddar. This is by Jasper Hill Farms. I picked this up at Saxelby's in New York. It's very crystalline. There's tyrosine crystals throughout. It's a little crumbly to cut. It's not like your supermarket cheddar for sure. It's nutty. There is kind of there's kind of a chicken bouillon flavour to it. The rind obviously is characteristic. I will be grating that into some soup later. This did not last very long at all. I was quite surprised by the saltiness of this. It's salted almost as if it were a blue cheese. Quite a high salt content for a cheddar. Very, very Moorish though. Featuring a Tête de Moine cheese that I got at Murray's in New York, we're going to unbox a girole, or cheese curler. 3 pieces, folds flat for easy storage. This is the blade, it's sharp. This is the central post. And this is the board, which has fins. It has grippy feet also. You screw in the central post. And then you wind it. But we need some cheese. There we go. This is a Tête de Moine AOP from Switzerland. And we're rolling delicate little carnation-style flowers. Isn't that pretty? I don't care how good your knife skills are, there's no way you're shaving a cheese that thin. And when you've had enough, if you can't eat a whole one on your own, you can easily wrap it back up, clean your board, and pop it back into its box. Available now at cheeseneeds.com. Cheese sold separately.